You know, I've been thinking about it. Technically speaking, you get paid for hunting monsters in this game, and you can buy stuff with that currency. Like, it's an actual form of money. I guess that just means I'm an actual monster hunter. Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds is a game that has only been out for 2 weeks but needs no introduction. This game is an absolute godsend for any Monster Hunter fans and people just trying to play Monster Hunter for the first time. I mean, for God's sake, this game peaked at 1 million players on Steam at 3 a.m. on release date. Needless to say, this game is peak. So today I decided to explain to any and all hunters watching this video on why the greatsword is the best weapon in the entire game. Hands down. The greatsword has always been Monster Hunter's go-to simple weapon. It's a big hulking sword that is extremely slow and has the ability to turn anyone who wields it into an actual caveman. Me take big sword. Me swing big sword. Big sword hit big monster. Big monster die. Me winner. Whoa! However, in Monster Hunter Wilds, Capcom decided that enough is enough and decided to buff the greatsword so much that once you understand the combos and moves, you'll start to feel like Albert Einstein calculating every time the monster moves just so you can land that sweet, succulent, true charge slash. So let me explain to you everything that was changed about the greatsword in Monster Hunter Wilds, starting with a personal favorite of mine, the offset rising slash. The rising slash has always been within the greatsword's arsenal, but has always been defaulted to a joke move, and at most it's only been able to launch your fellow hammer hunters toward the sky so they can land their cool moves, or to piss off any longsword users that happen to be in the same hunt as you. In Monster Hunter Wilds, the offset rising slash got a fresh new coat of paint, along with some much needed functionality. Activate your offset rising slash and perfectly time it to a monster's attack to knock them down with a single swing and hit them with a powerful counterattack. This move does have an internal cooldown, so you can't spam it, but if you do land a offset rising slash against a monster, during the cooldown you will still be able to follow up with a true charge slash, so you don't lose out on any extra damage. Overall, the offset rising slash is a perfect way to say, "Parry this, you filthy monster," to anything that tries to stop you. Raid Dow trying to slam you, rising slash. Arkveld using its chains, rising slash. The IRS knocking on your door because you haven't filed taxes for the last 3 years, rising slash! Become the parry overlord you are destined to be. The next move that was updated was the greatsword's most used, but least liked move in the entire kit, the block. The block on greatsword was a nice addition because it can stop you from taking damage. Cool. But it also drained your stamina and pushed you far away from the monster so you couldn't follow up with another attack. Not cool. In Monster Hunter Wilds, the block was updated to now include a perfect block. If you can time your block with a monster's attack, you will be allowed to instantly follow up with a charge slash and slam the monster harder than you slammed your credit card when Monster Hunter Wilds dropped. This update was already good enough to make block one of the most used moves in the greatsword's kit, but Capcom truly decided to lean into the counter-attack fantasy and give us a move called Power Clash. After blocking a certain amount of monster attacks, you'll initiate a Power Clash with the monster, showing off your raw, brute caveman strength and if you happen to be stronger than the monster, you'll get to follow up with a true charge slash and hit the monster so hard it might start thinking you were the real monster all along. You can't power clash with every monster in the game, but when you do get a power clash, and when you do overpower the monster, you'll feel like an actual Giga Chad holding a sword. And after a successful power clash, you might want to check your underwear. I had to change mine 3 times just getting footage for this video. The last move that was added to the greatsword's arsenal was the focus mode. Specifically, the move perforate. Perforate? Perforate? Perforate. When in focus mode, you can aim for a monster's wound and use perforate. Slice the monster's wound clean open and destroy any other wound that your greatsword happens to touch. And trust me, your greatsword isn't just some paper cut. When you perforate a monster, they'll be hurt harder than when I learned chocolate milk doesn't actually come from brown cows. You lied to me, Dad. Overall, the greatsword has been changed from this simple, slow, big caveman weapon to this slow, methodical, heavy-hitting counterattack style sword, and I love it even more this way. Oh, and of course, for the cavemen who are watching this video, you can still just ignore everything I have said and continue to use it as this big hit stick for any misbehaving monster. I won't judge.